Hello there. Come on in, Rich. Hello there. And you've tuned in to channel Pastor Sam. My name is Bob. My name is not Sam. Well, you've seen us produce a lot of videos about how to play guitar, how to fix your car, uh, preaching, Bible study, all those sorts of things. Well, today we are going to do an AC repair job. And it's a very simple job. And here's the reason why we're going to do it. We're going to do it because you can get quoted as much as $800 to do this repair, and we did it for $10. Can you believe it? Okay, so the very first thing you want to do when you do this job is come over here and open up the box. This right here, this is your fuse for the AC unit. Now you can go inside. You can go inside to the breaker box and look at the panel and find out where the what number the AC switch is, and then go over there and turn it off. But it's not absolutely necessary. Anyways, this is your fuse, and I will tell you this: it is not easy to pull this thing out of here. Okay, it takes a little bit of yanking on it to get it out of there. So I'm going to go ahead and demonstrate, and then we'll go from there. See, that wasn't exactly simple to do. And the very first time you do it, it's going to be very hard. So make sure you put pressure on both sides of the box. And the way I did it was I just kind of eased it out. I kind of buzzed it a little bit on one side and buzzed it a little bit on the other and buzzed it a little bit on one side and buzzed. Don't try to be a He-Man and yank it out all at once. Kind of nudge it out. Okay. Now, this job has already been done on this unit. What we're going to do is we're going to go and show you how to do it. Okay, come in here, Rich. Get down on your knees. Okay. This little screw right here is the last part that you do, but it takes about a 1/4 inch close-in wrench to get that off. Okay, what we have here, with the power off, you want to disconnect these 3 wires, although some units have 4 wires. Okay, now to diagnosis, we're going to be replacing a run capacitor. This is the run capacitor. And the way we knew that the run capacitor was the problem was because we went to YouTube and we did research and we looked at different videos on YouTube. And what we found was first thing is, if it's going to be the compressor, then you will notice a depletion in your AC, you know, coolness of the AC is putting out before it finally goes out. And I will tell you this, that it doesn't necessarily have to be the fan. I will tell you this, the fan on a refrigerator and AC unit does not depend on the compressor. The compressor can break down and the fan's still going. The fan can break down, the fan can be fine, the compressor could stop. They're not interrelated, they're not dependent upon each other for operation, or they have to work together in order to produce the coolness. Okay, so what you do is you do the pencil test. This is what I recommend. The fan isn't operating, but you hear a buzzing sound, electronic buzzing sound coming from inside the unit. So what you do is you take a coat hanger, I would say a wire coat hanger would be best, and you turn everything on and you try to get the fan going. And the fan goes. The fan goes for about 2 minutes and then it stops again. You try it again. Fan goes and then it stops again. You try it again. Okay, but as you're doing this, what you notice is the buzzing sound that you were hearing goes away. The buzzing sound that you're hearing goes away. And this is what I recommend you do. Do that first. If that happens, it's the run capacitor, because what the run capacitor does is this thing right here starts the fan and keeps the fan operating. This thing costs $10 online on the internet. Okay, so basically what you do next is, once you realize that that's the case, okay, this, in the state of North Carolina, I don't know what the laws are in your state, but in the state of North Carolina, you do not need licensure to do this job. You do not need licensure to do this job. But there are places in your area that sell these. Some of them only sell to licensed contractors. Some of them will sell directly to you. But I will also tell you this. The places that will sell to you locally are going to jack up the price about 50%. This right here costs $10 online. We were going to buy one at a local store. They charged us $32, so we returned it. So that's one thing you need to know. And all these tips that I'm giving you are going to help you to do the job faster and smarter. I will tell you this job is so easy to do. It's easier than doing an oil change, and I'll show you why. Okay, one of the benefits of turning the fan first, it not only helps you to diagnose the problem, but I believe it also takes the charge out of the system. Even after you've pulled the fuse, there still may be some power inside of these little mounts right here. If you touch that, you could get a shock from it, and it'll sting for a couple of minutes. Okay, so you can do the fan turning thing. I would also recommend you wear protective gloves, but there is a tool that if you touch it to each one of these mounts, and I don't have the name of the tool off the top of my head, but there is a tool that you can use to touch to these little posts right here on each one, and when you touch it, you can then pull off the wire. Touch the next one, pull off the wire. Touch the next one, pull off the wire.
Screwdriver.
You could use a screwdriver. You can say that, Rick.
Screwdriver. Touch it to the side of the
Now
mount.
here's the thing. I didn't do that. I actually removed this run capacitor without even watching a YouTube video. But I watched a YouTube video to install it because I wanted to make sure I did everything right. I've never done this before. I'm emphasizing to you, do you want to pay $800 to have somebody do this, or do you want to do it yourself for $10? This is so incredibly easy to do. It is unbelievable, and you'll want to punch yourself for not trying. Watch this video and do this job yourself, whether you're a male or female. It does not matter. Okay, come back in here, Rich. Okay, so after you've done all this other stuff, the rest of this job is very simple. Okay, like I said, I did this without the tool, without the gloves. But what I did do was I grabbed each wire just like this. I was never shocked. And Rich, if you can close up on that, you see these how it's a wire, and there's a fitting, and it wraps around the post. So all you have to do is just wiggle it off. Just grab it by the wire and wiggle it up until it comes off completely. Just wiggle it up until it comes off completely. And then if you look at this, you have what you call, look at the thing. You have it labeled here. It's the fan, it's the common for C, and then you have the HERM, H-E-R-M. It's on the inside. So all you have to do when you're redoing it, some air conditioners have 4 wires. This one just has 3. And the brown wire goes to the fan, so you put it back on, just on one of the posts. The blue wire is the common wire. It goes onto the post marked C, and your yellow wire goes onto your post marked H-E-R-M. And then once you do that, once you have all those wires connected, then they're in place, you're done. And I tell you how fast you learn this. You learn this so fast that as soon as you connect it, you put the fuse back into the thing right here, somebody goes inside and turns on the AC, and you will find it instantly. As soon as power goes to the thing, the fan will instantly start spinning and go 100 miles per hour. Isn't that incredible? And this only cost $10 because we bought the part on the internet. Oh yeah, we did try the fan. I did watch a video for the fan to see that it would work, to see if that might be the problem. And that's another job for another time. But replacing a fan is much more complicated than this is right here. Also, you don't need to, on this particular unit, you don't need to remove any of these screws in the top. The only screws that we removed were the ones over the cover. And here's the cover right here. This is a carrier unit. We just removed the 4 screws in this cover, and it fell right out with a little bit of nudging. So whatever you want to do. And another tip, I removed these screws right here with an 8mm open and close. So what you need for this is you need an 8mm open and close for this, and you need a 1/4mm open and close for that. And what you will probably also find is that your new run capacitor is is actually bigger than the old one. It's probably wider than the old one. So on this particular job, I just simply screwed the nut back into the back part of the panel. It is not necessary to reattach at that part of the panel. And this right here is a job for another time. We will not get into that right now. But like I said, this is an incredibly easy job to do. Incredibly easy job to do. And so, again, to review, all you do is you disconnect the power, and then you just wiggle these things off of here. Don't need any tools, and they wiggle right back on. But make sure, oh yeah, there's also a purple wire, and the blue and the purple wire will go on to the common post. If you have a purple wire, it will go on to the common post. But the brown wire is for the fan, and it's very clearly labeled, as you see. Go show them how clearly labeled that is again. You have the fan right here, you have the common, it's just to see right here, and then you have the HERM in the back, and it says HERM very clearly. The yellow wire goes to the HERM. And that's pretty much all we got for you, other than that when you put the fuse back into the thing, the way you know that you have power is because you can read on. If it's upside down, it's going to be no. See that? So if you have the fuse incorrectly, it's going to say on. So what I'm going and the thing is once you have it installed and everything's good to go, after you put the fuse in and you realize that it's fixed, you can actually go ahead and replace the cover without turning the fan off again. But again, remember, the run capacitor costs about $10. Some of them may cost $20, $25, depends on your unit. But we got it for $10 off the internet, and you can see how easy a fix it is. I did not actually use any tools. This job took me 10 minutes to do. So if you want to save 800 bucks, if you want to spend $10 to fix this is a very easy job. Okay, so what I'm going to do is put the fuse back in, because we didn't disconnect anything. And the only thing you want to make sure of, make sure that you put it in all the way, because it's kind of tricky. And that's it. And just remember this, I went through this job very first time by the seat of my pants. I learned a lot. And if you write down if you do what I say to do in this video, you will find that this job won't take you more than a few hours to do once you get that part in. And I hope you had a good experience with this today. I hope you learned a lot, and be sure and take notes, and have a great day.